I love the fact that the Europeans are having their mind blown by simple shit we don't appreciate every day. Like certain things they consider a luxury, we get every day from people to have limited amount of money to a lot of money. And it's been making me realize I don't actually appreciate my country as much as I should. Because I did not know air conditioning and ice was not common. I did not know that. That is apparently in the other countries, air conditioning and ice is not common. And bottomless mimosas or bottomless anything is banned in Scotland. That's why they got the drinking like that in Boston. They're going into the grocery stores realizing that everything can be in one grocery store, right? I just watched a European family go into Walmart in Texas, and they like, oh my God, we can buy milk, t-shirts, and a gun in one place? Like, yes, you can do all of that in one place. They're going into Costco, realizing you can buy a whole rotisserie chicken for $5. They're getting free refills. They're looking at the food portions. They're tripping off appetizers. They're getting full off appetizers because they think that's the meal. They think that's what they're supposed to eat. And not realizing when they're done with the appetizers, the waiter comes back and says, hey, you want to place your order now? And they're like, what? I thought that was the order. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Exactly. Sometimes you take some things for granted when when a foreigner would come and appreciate what you guys have. And again, it's not like they don't have ice in European countries, nor it's not like some places don't have ACs, right? It's just that the structure and the way most of the houses are built, they are not built to have AC or to hold AC as much as like AC is very common everywhere you go in the United States of America, like the houses and all of that. So they are just fascinated by, okay, lots of things. And I get it, because again, what they might not have in abundance, they see in abundance in other countries, or they just find it so amazing that, oh, I can do all of this and I don't have the opportunity to do all of that where I am, and all of that. It's just the fascination or just the most interesting stuff about all of this. Again, sometimes this is the reason why in my previous videos I said that when you have something, you may not really appreciate it as much as a foreigner would, right? That's the exact same thing. So yeah, that's their experience, right? Because again, many people, they've never had this type of experience before, right? And now this comment reads, I've been thanking them for their awesome comments about the US. Amazing. And this other comment reads, I've been taking holy mark from pluckers for granted. you see, now you get to appreciate it a lot more. Now look at this comment. This comment reads, if you ask for ice water in Europe, you will get like the 3 cubes. Not like here where they fill your glasses up. It's mostly ice, but you don't care because there's a free refills. It's not like that over there. They also pay their servers a little wage so that you don't have to tip, so that the servers are not at the mercy of the customers. The beauty of our country, both the land and the people, we need to see through the eyes of our visitors. This means tell everybody you know to register to vote, then get to know who is up for re-election and who is a fresh starter in your area. Then show up in November to vote. There are more American people and there are more American people than there are American politicians. Again, the disparity and the differences between other countries and continents is very telling, right? Again, every country, they have different experiences. That's why, like, I am amazed by the reaction and the perspective lots of the visitors in America or the visitors in America are having. And I love that I'm watching it and experiencing it from their lens, because I'm so tired of the narrative that, oh, that people always made to believe or point or to make that, oh, Americans don't have good food and whatever and all of that. What I'm also trying to understand is that, are you telling me that the vast majority of people in America don't eat good food? Now look at these people coming over to America and sharing their experience, talking about how sumptuous the food is, how they live in plenty and abundance. It's another perspective, another side, it gives you a clearer view, because I don't always stick with just one-sided narrative. You get that? So again, it's always beautiful when people share their perspective and all of that. Again, not everybody's gonna see if I'll find it appealing, because they want to, or stick with what they know based on the perspective they've been told or they've been shown, right? But now this gives people a clearer perspective to say, oh, maybe we judged America too much and we just needed to have a reset, right? Again, it's not like if you go to it's the exact same thing with Americans to move to European countries, or they go to the UK for the first time. Their own experience or how they would see things in the UK or in most of the European countries will be different, and they'll be amazed, and most of them would want to live in the European countries or live in the UK, right? Is just the rinse and repeat and the rotation, right?
As a Welshman that lived in the US for 6 years, ladies and gents, when I first moved from Wales to America, I moved to Southern Maryland, rural Southern Maryland, if you can believe it. And I got to travel around to 43 of the US states as well, so I'm well traveled within the US. Here are things, in my opinion, that Americans take for granted, but are now rediscovering because of Freddie, the German tourist, and other Europeans who are coming to the US and bringing them to light. Number one, air conditioning. Now, I bought this air conditioning unit because I understand the benefits, and the cost outweighs the miserable days where in the UK, when we get a heat wave like we are this week, it's going to be hitting about 37, 38 degrees Celsius in certain parts, which is pushing 90 to 100 Fahrenheit for you Americans. But there's air conditioning literally everywhere in the US. Granted, there are some older buildings that do not have air conditioning, some houses, I understand that, but the majority of commercial buildings have air conditioning. Another favourite of mine is the sheer size of the roads. I missed my pickup truck that I had, couldn't bring it back to the UK purely because it wouldn't work on most single lane country roads here in Wales in particular. But you literally do not have an issue with roads in the US. Any size vehicle, spatial awareness goes out the windows because you don't need to worry about it. Happy days. Number three, massive grocery stores. Now, personally, I think some British stores are actually better than the US, but the sheer size of them, like the amount of square footage that BJ's, for example, or Safeway or Walmart, super Walmarts cover is absolutely mental. They are like indoor shopping centres over here in the UK. And they can range from your budgets right the way up to the premiums, and they literally have everything that you could ever need. Another one that I think a lot of Americans take for granted are simply the uniqueness of the cities. The amount of people who I spoke to, right? Because as a Welshman that moved to the US, I wanted to see as much of the US as I could. So whenever I would go into Washington, DC, whenever I would go into Baltimore or travel up to New York, or I'd visit other large cities, Seattle, LA, San Diego, Tampa, Miami, Vegas, and just other bigger cities within that region, obviously all the hotspots. Like, a lot of Americans don't go there because they're like, oh, I live so close, I'll just go another time. But then another time never comes. Like, you live that close to New York, like I would be there every single day. But then I'd probably maybe get bored of it. But whenever I see the New York City skyline, I'm like, yes. Number five, national parks. There are so many national parks in the US that I think a lot of Americans just simply take for granted. And I think that's vastly because there's a lot of people who live in the cities, and getting out to those national parks is sometimes quite challenging. But some of the national parks in the US are simply incredible. And I think another one of my favourites, so last but not least, is probably the refills. When you go out for a meal, just simply the refills on restaurants. Like my favourite restaurant, Red Robin, or Outback, for example, or other just restaurants in general, they'll keep bringing you free drinks of refills of what you have. Obviously not alcoholic, but if you get a fountain drink, you'll just be brought endless fountain drinks whenever you run out. It's great. Very difficult to come across here in the UK and in Europe.
Thank you so much for this. And again, this is his perspective, this is opinion, right? It's always going to be different for different people. Again, this is the exact same thing that we keep talking about. Like, Americans, is because they have it and they're used to it. So in their mind, just like what he said, they I mean, I would go some other time, or I would do this some other time, or I mean, I literally see this every day, or I live close to it. What's so special about it, right? But again, the foreigners who don't live in America would come there, fancy it, and say, "Oh, I love this. How come I haven't seen this before? Or how come people don't talk about this before?" They're fascinated by it. And again, it's their perspective, is what they see, is what they want to see, right? Again, I think this is exactly what a friend of mine will always talk about. Like, Americans, they don't even know what they have. Like, they don't even know half of what they have. If they know, they will stop taking it for granted. But then I start to realize that it's because they're so used to it, so they really do not see anything special about it. It's the exact same analogy I made in one of our videos, where I talked about, like, if in Nigerian slangs they say, like, now all of you, now all of you be this, now waiting remain again. So there's this terminology that is about, like, see finish, where you know the person to core, or to down, or like head to toe. You've seen the person, the entirety of the person. You know the person from everywhere. How would I put it? You know the person to the brain, right? Or you know the person to, like, you're very familiar with the person, so, like, you would not appreciate the person as much as you would with someone you don't really know, or you're not familiar with. That's like what it means. So they mean, like, see finish, right? But again, it's beautiful hearing and seeing other people's perspectives based on the things that Americans don't really appreciate, again, because they are very familiar with it. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are regarding this as well. And another comment reads, "Sir, I never take my air conditioner for granted. Every time it storms, my biggest fear is the air conditioner going out." Another comment reads, "Trust me, AC is one thing I would never ever take for granted." Okay. Here is another comment. "I grew up without AC and will never live without it again." Interesting. And here we have another comment. "Living in Tennessee, I will never take for granted my air conditioner. I'm not sure how my ancestors lived here for the 6th generation before me." Another comment reads, "American here, the farm home didn't have AC until 2 years ago. Uncle finally broke down and got it. Our local grocery store isn't huge like Walmart or Costco. Thankfully, I'm very rural. Nearest town to me has a population of 101 people." My township has a population of 14. Seriously? Oh, okay. Okay. Another comment reads, "I'm sorry you think we take AC for granted. No, we don't." Again, based on the analogy I used, based on Nigerian slang saying see finish, I think what he is saying is, you guys are familiar with it, so you would not understand the fascination with when Europeans see these things or see them, right? Again, everyone's perspective is unique, is different, or opinion or unique and is different.
Americans do brisket better than anyone else in the world.
America, are you seeing what you are doing to the Brits in your country for the World Cup? They are discovering brisket and they are never going to look back ever again. I remember trying brisket for the first time in America, and as I ate that brisket, I could taste the freedom. These Brits are going to be the same. These Brits will not want to go home. You're telling me they're going to have to go back to beans on toast when they've tried brisket? No. America, you are fully changing these Brits.
Oh my god, as what you said, I myself, I haven't tried biscuits before. I would also want to have a taste of it or experience it too. And this comment reads, "No more beans on a jacket potato with tuna." Another comment reads, "And that looks like a fairly average, not super good brisket." Really? Another comment reads, "First brisket, next air conditioning." Okay, I want to talk about this air conditioning because I think, all right, regarding the AC stuff, I really want to talk about this because, again, I know based on what I've read that many homes in the UK or in the UK are not built for or built with AC in mind or whatever. But I know that some few modern structures or few houses have AC. Correct me if I'm wrong, or also share your thoughts in the comments below, because again, this is where lots of people don't really try to understand or get the balance right? So people think that, oh, all of the UK homes or all of the homes in the UK don't have AC at all. That is not true, right? If you're British, let me know in the comment section below, because again, lots of people may not know this, but because they just think or see from the reaction or based on this reaction, they just think that all of the UK homes don't have air conditioning, right? I know that majority of the houses are not built to have AC or built with AC in mind, but I know that some of them have or would have inbuilt AC installed. Like, and the reason I'm talking about this or I'm asking about this is because it's even in the UK that I got to know about inbuilt ACs, right? Because where I'm from Nigeria, and most of the homes too are not built with AC in mind. And most of the people, when they finally buy an AC or an air conditioner, they have the outdoors, right? Again, some of them, I think even newer structures are also reconnecting to have AC wired,